In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a data list like this in your React Native application. Alright, I have created a new Typescript file. To do this, I need some images and some data to fill in my list. So first of all, I have created a new folder called assets in my file structure. And in that assets folder, I have created another folder called images. And in that folder, I have contained some images. I have 5 images in that folder. Next, I'm going to create a new Typescript file. And I'm going to name this list data. Alright, I'm going to use this file. I made this file to contain the data that I'm going to fill in my list. First, this is the structure of my list. So in this list, when we talk about one item, in one item there is an image and a title and a description. So I also can add some button like this. So in a single item, there are 4 components: an image, title, description, and a button. So I'm gonna create a new interface to contain those data. New interface, let's say data block. So I need actually 3 variables to contain those data because I'm not gonna use a data for my button. So I need a title and description and image. So I'm gonna create, let's say, constant, or I can just say images. This is an string like this, and I need a title. Also I need a description. Then I'm gonna create a new array that contains these data block objects. Alright, so let's create a new array, const data array. This is going to be data block array. Data block equal. So in here I can define separate data blocks like this. So my first value will be image, and image should be a string value. I'm going to say apple. Alright, like this I'm going to create other objects. Alright, so here is my data array. I have created some data blocks object in the array, and they are separated with a comma. Alright, now let's see how to put this data in a FlatList. Alright, I am back in my main screen file, the list.ut, the Typescript file, and in here I'm going to create a new FlatList. And as I told you in the previous tutorial, I should define the data block and the render item properties at least when you create a FlatList. Then I'm going to use this data array as my the data array in the FlatList. So to import this data array into this file, you should define this data array as export. Otherwise you can't bring this data array to another file. Alright, then I can say simply data array, and the import statement will be generated in here. Then I should define a design to set as a single item. So as I told you before, this is my single item. Alright, so I should design a single item like this. All right, there is an image and title, description, and a button. All right, so to design that, make that design, I'm going to use another component. I'm going to create, let's say, list item, and in here I'm going to make that design. I can say return. For now, I'm just going to return a text component, and I can use this list item component as a design of one of my items, and I'm going to define the item variable, and in here I'm going to say list item. All right, so this is the component that I just have created. All right, let's save this file. I'm gonna save this file as well. All right, so now you can see I'm getting 5 lines of hello. I'm getting 5 because this data array contains 5 data objects. All right, so how am I gonna print this title? It is really simple. I can access these separate objects from this item variable. I told you that in the previous tutorial. All right, so I can access the values of this array, this object within this item variable. So I'm just going to do something like this. I'm going to make a parameter, actually property variable, to this component. I can make a property variable like this. Let's say single single block. All right, so the property name is single block, and I should define the data type to this single block. Let's say single block is going to be this type. All right, so it's gonna be data block. As you can see, I have already imported the data block interface type as well from the same file. All right, now I can pass a single data block within this single block property. I can say single block equal, I can directly say item, because item represents a single data block object. All right, now I can say let's see, I can access these properties from this variable. I'm gonna say title. As you can see, I have printed the title, and I'm gonna add another text. I'm gonna say description. I can say contain two data block, two components in a single return method, so I should wrap those two from a single component. I'm using a view to that. All right, now I'm printing title, description, title, description, title, description. I can add some style into this. Let's say bottom margin 10, like this. Next, I can add the image. To add the image, I'm using image component. I can import that from React Native module, and I should define the source to my image, and I'm using require function to define the path. So let me show you just a simple example. So my image is in assets and images, and I'm gonna say apple.jpg, and I'm gonna save this, and I can see just a little bit of the apple image. I'm going to add some styling to fix that. Let's add some width, let's say 50, and height 50. Alright, now I can see the apple image, but I should get all the images, not just the apple image. So I should concat the value like this. Alright, so I can use my image img variable to fill this, but let's see if this is going to work. As you can see, this is not going to work because you can't use any dynamic parts in the require function. This should be a static value. Alright, so you can't do it like this. So I'm going to cut this image component, and you can use a conditional operator to accomplish this. So I'm going to use a boolean operator. Let's say single block dot img equal apple. Then I can say, yeah, this is the apple image. Alright, then I'm gonna copy this whole thing, and I can do next I have banana, watermelon. Now I'm gonna save this again, but before that I should change the name as well. Banana. Alright, now I'm gonna save this file, and now I can see those separate images. But actually this is not practical. Okay, practically you can't do something like this because I don't know how many items there is gonna be in the array. Alright, there's gonna be 100 items, so you can't do this to indicate separate images. Alright, so you should do something else. So I can't use any string name as my image, so I should do something like this. I can simply say require in here, and I'm gonna say assets images apple.jpg. But I'm going to change this string data type to any, because this is not gonna be a string anymore. Alright, so I'm changing the string data type to any. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing in here, then banana, alright, now I'm gonna save this, and I can change this whole thing. I'm gonna cut just one image component, and I'm gonna remove this conditional block, and I'm just simply gonna assign as the image source the image. Alright, so the single block dot image is going to be my new source because it is returning a require component. Alright, I'm gonna save this, and let's see. All right, now I'm getting this output. I can do a simple different change. Let's say border radius. Let's change this design a bit more. Alright, the design is finished and it is kind of likable now. I have used some gaps and some margins, and I separated image and to text into two views, and they are both in the row flex direction. That means they are in the horizontal stacked, and I have changed some font sizes and some colors, some font weights. Alright, so after that I'm getting this kind of view. So finally I'm going to add a button. I can use touchable opacity component to add a button, and in here I'm going to create a new view. Let's say this view is going to be width 40, height also 40, and border radius I'm gonna say 10, and I can add a background color. I have copied a color code already. I'm using that. Let's save. Alright, so I'm getting this kind of design now. I can add on press event to this, and let's say I want to print the fruit name when I click this button. Alright, so to do that I'm going to create a new let's say function print or click button click, and when I click the button I'm gonna just add Android toast dot show. I'm going to show where is the name? Alright, title toast Android dot short. Alright, now I'm gonna choose this function to be my on press function. Alright, now I'm gonna click. As you can see, I'm getting apple, mango. Alright, so this is the way how you can make a customizable list in React Native. You can make this design as you want. Alright, you can put any kind of design into a FlatList like this. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with another tutorial.